Hey guys, my name is Darrel, and today in this video I'm going to give you all a complete tutorial on how to use the table rate shipping plugin for WooCommerce. Now this plugin is very dynamic because it allows you to ship based off price, off of weight, off of item count, or even specific classes on products for your website. So I think the biggest complaint and the hardest time people have on their website is dealing with weight. So for example, right here, a lot of stores sell big products and also small products, and by default it's very hard for WooCommerce to kind of determine the shipping rates for that because of the size of your products. Now let's say for instance right here I have a big product and I have a small product. So let's just say I'm buying one fridge and I'm buying one small shirt here. So my shipping right here is around $100. Now if I were to up this up right here to something like a 3, you'll see that the shipping goes up, etc. Now, let's say, for instance, you're having a certain sale on your website, and if they purchase something like, I don't know, 5 fridges, then you will get free shipping. So this plugin is very dynamic because we can charge based off specific products, off specific prices, off specific weight, etc. So I'll go through each example. So we'll first talk about pricing. I'll show you how you can actually have different prices and ship based off the prices off your website. And then we'll talk about weight. So I'll talk about how you can ship products based off of weight. So charge basically off of the weight of the product. And then item counts, which is pretty specific. So you can charge based off a specific item. So let's say, for instance, right here, I want to charge something of around 20% for each item. So whatever product costs, I want to charge them 20%, etc. And then again, we'll have a item count with a specific class, which is basically saying I want to charge based off a specific class. So here on the left side right here, we have shipping classes, and I did something like heavy and light, and you can actually categorize your products as well in this video. So I'll go ahead and run you through all the options and give you real life scenarios on how to use this plugin for your e-commerce website. Also, if you are interested in learning how to build an e-commerce website, I do have a brand new tutorial I made. It is using Elementor, and it's basically it's a free tutorial, so it doesn't cost you anything. But it's a great video, and I basically go over how to start your own e-commerce website. And it's like a modern style website, so it looks really, really good. So if you're all ready to get started, let's jump into this. Now, one thing I want to note here is that you can actually purchase this plugin off of their website. Now, the single plugin is pretty expensive here, so it's $99 for a single website only. And then you get charged $149 for five websites. Now, alternatively, you can always buy these plugins at a GPL website. Now, GPL websites, they're essentially like they're kind of looked down upon in the community because essentially they're reselling the same plugins at a very, very large discount. But I just remember, so when I was getting started, it was very hard for me to afford these plugins and put them on my client websites. So although they're looked down upon, they're relatively a lot cheaper. I mean, you can buy the same plugin for $15 and then you get like a whole subscription to like 50 other plugins. And I actually do have a specific discount code for you as well for this website in the description below. So if you want to go ahead and purchase it from this website, I myself used to purchase plugins off GPL websites when I was getting started. I know that's something bad for me to say, but I mean, it's very expensive to buy it from these websites like WooCommerce. So what I usually do was I would buy it from these websites, and then actually I relied on the plugin. I would then go ahead and go to this website and say, okay, once I rely on the plugin and I need it all the time, then I would purchase it from WooCommerce. But it can be quite expensive buying it directly from WooCommerce. But that's your thing. I'll go and look the other way. What you want to do, you can buy it from either a GPL website or you can buy it from WooCommerce. They are the same exact plugin. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started with this video. So the first thing you'll do is go ahead and purchase the plugin from one of the websites, and then you'll go ahead and download the plugin, and you'll go ahead and upload it to your WordPress website. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete all my classes right here, and I'm going to start from complete scratch just to give you an example of how to use every single website, or I'm sorry, every single product and rule, etc. So right here, I'll go to Save Changes. So right here, you'll click on the Shipping tab. And then you'll go ahead and add a new shipping rate or a shipping zone. Now I have right here USA and Thailand. So these are my shipping areas. So right here, USA and Thailand. And then right here, I have shipping. And then for the shipping right here, I selected table rates. So once you do that, you'll go back. Let me go back really quickly. And then let me go ahead and delete this really quick. And then add a shipping method. You will select the table rates right here, because table rates will be an option once you actually have that plugin installed. So right here, we'll go ahead and add in a table rates, and then we'll click on edit. All right, so let's first talk about the general settings. So here we have the method title, which you probably want to go ahead and put shipping. So make sure that you don't have the table rate there. Tax status. Now, what this means is, do you want to tax on top of the shipping charge? Now, I'm going to put no, because I don't think that's where I'm from. I don't do that. You might be in a country where they do that, but I don't do that. Here we have handling fee. So do you want to charge a specific handling fee as well? So the cost is applied once the order the cost is applied once for the order as a whole. All right. And then here we have maximum shipping cost. Now, personally, I don't use these because I think you can go ahead and just set a specific rate and then make it a lot easier. Right here we have rates, and calculation type is actually pretty important. So we have per order, calculate rates per item line, and then per shipping class. Now, I'm going to talk about each specific one to make sure that you understand, because the price can drastically vary depending on what you put right here. So let me just go ahead and go to our first shipping rate. Now, right here again, we have handling fee per item. So you can charge a fee per item, and the minimum cost for that item would be what, and then the maximum cost per the item would be what, etc. But I'm not going to use this because I don't want to charge handling fees. I want to charge a specific rate. So let's first talk about price. You guys ready? So here, let's go ahead and add a shipping rate. And right here, I'll set a condition of price. So here we have options. So what I'm saying right here is the price between $0 to $100, I can charge them a one-time fee. So this right here is for the entire order. This right here is for the per item. All right. Here is the number of ounces. This right here is a percentage total. And here we can actually go ahead and label the shipping, whatever you want to say or talk about it, etc. So we can label it as shipping rate or whatever you want to put right there. So let's first go ahead and do something very basic. So I want to go ahead and let's go back over here. I was messing around with this earlier. What we'll do here is I'll go ahead and close all of these. And I'll just have basically two products right here. So we have two products. Now right here, we can do row cost. So what I'm saying here is if the price is between $0 to $100, I want to charge something of $20. And that's a one-time fee because this is under the per order. So let me go ahead and give you an example. Now we'll have to change this really quickly. So I'll go ahead and put this to something like $0 to $500. And we'll go to save changes and we'll see what that does right now. So right here we have, again, remember the condition. If they spend $0 to $500, I want to charge them $20. So let's go back over here and refresh this page. And there you go. So it was less than $500. So as a result, the shipping is $20. Now you can go a step further and saying, look, I don't want to charge for the row cost. I want to charge per item right there. So what we can do here is I'll go ahead and change this to per item and then go ahead and save changes. All right, so now we have per item. Let's go ahead and refresh this page right here. And now you can see that it is $40 because right here we have one and then we have two. So we have two items. All right, so I hope you understand that. Now let's go ahead and get a little bit more dynamic. Let's go ahead and change this to number 2 right here. And I'm going to update this really quickly. Now right here, you can see the shipping went up. But if I go up past $500, you'll see that now there is no shipping methods available because the order is more than 500, and as a result, we don't have anything here. So we need to add a second one of price of something of 500 and make sure it's $500.01 to $1,000. And you can even offer free shipping. So if you leave this blank, by default, it will charge nothing. So for example, click on Save Changes here. And over here, I'll refresh the page. And now you can see no shipping is being applied because right now we don't have anything set. So if you have nothing set, it'll just charge free shipping. Now I can go a step further and saying, well, if it hits that, I want to charge them 10% or something like that. So if it reaches from $500 to $1,000, I want to charge them 10% of the total cost. So here I'll go ahead and save changes and I'll refresh the page. And now you'll see that $60 is being applied because 60 is 10% of $600. Now let's go back over here and let's kind of break this down a little bit more. So right here, we have 3 items in the cart. Now right here, we have per order, calculated rates per item, and per item line. So let me give you an example of this right here. Per item line, I just want you to understand these rules. So right here, I'll do per item line and save this. All right. Now let's go back over here. Let me go ahead and mess with this really quickly. I'll go ahead and put in something right here of, we'll do per item line of $30 and save that. All right, and then here I'll go ahead and refresh the page. $80. And the reason why it's $80 is because right here we have price set between 0 to 500 and item cost. So it's just going to charge any item in the cart of 0 to 500 4 times of $20. So it's not actually calculating the entire total here. It's pricing it basically individually per item, per line item. So I hope you understand that. So that's why the price changes. Now, if I were to change this to something like, I'll change this to something like $20 for the row cost. And then I'll go ahead and put something like, I'll just go ahead and put $30 here. Save the changes. And then here I'll go ahead and refresh. You'll see now it's $40. And the reason why it's $40 is because right here, this rule, anything between 0 to 500, I want to charge them $20 per line. So right here, if this reaches 0 to $500, we're charging them 20. If this reaches 0 to 500, we're charging them 20. We don't care about the quantity in the cart. We're referring to the actual line right here. So I hope you understand that. I know that can be a little confusing. So let's say, for instance, if we were to add a third product, all right? So a third product here, I'll just go ahead and just give you a quick example. I'll add this to the carts and view this to the carts. This total would now be $60 because remember, it's pricing it 0 to 500 and each order would be $20. We don't care about the number of items because we're just talking about per order of the actual line. So I hope you understand that. Now, if I were to change this to something like per item right here, rates per item, it's going to be very different. So we're not going based off the line, we're going based off per item in the cart. So let me go ahead and save changes. All right, and then I'll go ahead and go over here and refresh the page. Now I hope you understand what the total will be. So the total should be 20 times 5. So it should be around $100. And there you go. So it's $100 right there. So that's how we got this price. Now again, remember that if we were to change this to something like $100, and then something right here would be something of 101 to 300, and go to save. So basically now anything in between $100 to 300 will be charged a one-time order of $30. Doesn't matter about the items because this is based off the line right there. So I hope you understand that right there. So I know that can be a little confusing, and that's why it is such a big difference between, we have rates per item, we have per item line, and then we have shipping classes, and then we have per order as well. So that's just a general rundown of how you can basically change this right here based off price, etc. So let me just run it through one more time. The row cost is a one-time order cost. So it's just once. The item is how many specific items are in the cart. The ounces is the weight per unit. And then right here, this is a percentage. Now let me go ahead and just show you really quickly how to set up ounces right here. So I'll go ahead and save this. And right here, I'll go ahead and go to the windbreaker and I'll add in some weight here. I think I already added weight before. Here, let's go to shipping. Yeah, I added some weight right there. I'll go ahead and put this in no shipping class because we'll talk about shipping classes a little bit later, which I really recommend. I think shipping classes make your life a lot easier. So here I'll go to view product. We'll go to the cart. And we'll go over here and we'll go ahead and say, you know what? I want to go ahead now and base this off of the ounces. So this would probably not be practical. I don't like this method, but I'm just giving you an example of how this works. So what I'm saying here now is if the price is between $0 to $100, I want people to pay $1 for every ounce of that unit between 0 to 100. Now that's a little not practical, but people out there might want to use this. I'm not really sure, but let me go ahead and take this off right here. So I'll go ahead and take this off right here. And I'll go ahead and take this one off as well. And then let's go ahead and refresh the page. So let me go ahead and take this off. And this one off as well. All right, and right here, so we have the windbreaker. Now, we probably need to go ahead and change this right here. So we'll go ahead and change this to 150 or to 200. And then this one we'll delete it. We'll just delete it just because I just want to give you an example of how to charge per weight. Okay, so if the price is between $0 to $200, I want to charge them $1 for every ounce. So can you guess which price this will be? Anyone guess? It's going to be $15, right? Because each of these is 5 ounces and we have 3 of these. Now remember, this right here is per item. If we were to do per item line, it would only charge them once. So I hope you understand that. So let me just go ahead and give you an example of per item line. And then right there, that was set to no shipping. Let me go ahead and check out why it was set to no shipping. I think that's because it wants the entire order amount. So here I'll go ahead and put in 500. All right, and then we'll refresh the page. And there you go, so 15. So if you do decide to use the actual per item line, remember the total amount must be within this amount. And then if you do a specific item amount, it'll go between per item. So I hope you understand now how you can actually go ahead and set up weights. So you can see here, you can get very, very dynamic with price and weight, etc. Now, personally, I don't recommend doing price like that. I would rather do weight and then charge based off a specific weight, but we'll talk more about that in the next section. So that's basically a quick rundown of price. I hope that was easy to understand. You're basically just charging a specific amount based off the price of the order in the cart. Also, one thing to note here of the break right here. So if you have other conditions that might actually conflict with each other. So for example, I'll have something like this right here and something like this, and we'll charge them $20. And then this one will charge something like $10. If you have a specific item or a rule right here and you want it to supersede another rule, what you can do here is you can actually select the break option. And what this is going to do, it's going to say, look, I want to apply this rule if this condition is met no matter what. So that's an example of the break option right there. You can go ahead and read about it. So for per order rates, remember per order rates right here, it'll say, offer this and nothing else. So again, remember, if you want to supersede this one, per item rates and also per order works for this break right here. So just an example of that, but personally, I would rather just go ahead and just select a condition for it instead, but it's up to you. So I hope you guys are still with me. Now in this section, we're gonna do weight. So we're gonna go ahead and calculate weight of a product and basically charge shipping accordingly. So first, let's go ahead and just click right here, add a shipping rate. And right here, I'll set the condition to weight. Now again, how many ounces is that? So I'll just say between 0 to 100 ounces, or right now I'm on the imperial system, and people from Europe and Asia, you are probably on the metric system. So you might want to do kilos. So right here, we have row cost. So we can do something like row cost or item cost, or you can charge for each specific ounce, or you can charge a percentage of whatever price you want if they reach 0 to 100. So let me go ahead and just give you a first example. So for the row cost, so here I'll go ahead and put $10. Go to Save Changes. And over here, I'll go ahead and refresh the page. And right here we have a shipping of $10. So that's pretty basic, pretty simple to understand, right? Let's go back over here and we'll do something like item cost, and we'll do $5. Go ahead and put here and $5. So over here, I'll go and refresh the page. Now you can see here how it's set to nothing right now. Now the reason why it's set to nothing is because if you want to do item cost for weight, you need to go ahead and select rates per line item. All right. So right there, I'll click Save Changes. And then we'll go ahead and refresh the page. And now you'll see that we're going to be charged $5. Now, if I increase this right here to something like $10, you'll see that the shipping adjusts accordingly. So what I'm basically saying when we have per line item is I'm charging for every single product in between 0 to 100 ounces, I want to charge $5. Hope you understand that. And again, if you want to do the row cost, which is a one-time fee, we'll do rates per line item, and then we'll go ahead and select this to something like $20, and then that'll charge this product of $20 right here. So here I'll go ahead and refresh the page. Now the reason why it is $200 again is because right here you can see that we are charging a row cost of per item. You see that? So that's just how that works. Now if I were to change this to per line item, watch the difference here. So right here I'll go ahead and refresh the page. And now it's only $20. We don't care about the quantity if you do something of a combination of per line item of 20, because basically what this means, per line item and the row cost, it's a condition. So I'm just saying, look, man, if I get anything in this run, just charge this price. I don't care how many. So that's an example of weight. Now what you can do here also is say, all right, let's just do weight. So here I'll do 0.01 ounces to 200 ounces. I want to charge $40 and then Save Changes. So what I'm saying here now is if anything reaches between 100 to 200 ounces, they'll be charged around $40. Now again, remember the condition or the calculation type really matters here. So you can do based off the entire per order, per item, per line item, and then shipping class we'll talk about next. So based off these right here, it's very important to set this accordingly. So what you can do here, first off, is just do per order. Now, I don't like per order because that's just calculating everything together and then just putting it all in one shebang, you know, and I don't like that because it wouldn't make a lot of sense here. So I'll do something like 50 right here. Update the cart. Now, I think I have 50. See, I think that's too much weight. So what happens if it's too much? It'll just say not available. So I think something like 30, which I think we have, that'll be 150, right? Yeah, it should be right there. So the 150 right there will hit the $40 margin because all the weight combined, we're going to charge one price of $40. So you can kind of mix and match here what you want to do. Personally, I think the best for weight is probably the shipping classes, which you can basically assign a product a specific class right here, and then you can charge them accordingly. Now there is one more essential thing that you need to know before you deal with weight. If you have a product that weighs 0 pounds, it's going to include this row cost. So remember, if you have a product that costs 0 pounds, you need to set your rule to something like 5 because you don't want those products that don't weigh anything to be included in the weight section. So if I have something of 0 pounds right here, it will not be charged this right here. It will be charged a flat rate of whatever I have that is not in here in my other shipping settings. So that's just an example of how you can ship with weight. Now here I'll just click on Save Changes and just give you a quick example. So with weight can be a little difficult because you can't really combine weight with anything else because it'll basically interfere with other conditions unless you set classes, which I recommend. And now that I've shown you guys weight, we talked about weight and everything, let's actually go ahead next and we'll talk about the item count. So now let's go ahead and charge per product. So right here, I'll add a shipping rate. Under the condition, I'll select item count. Now I want to say any item between 0 to 3 in the carts, I want to charge them a one-time fee of how much? $20. Or I can charge them $20 for each item in the cart, or I can charge them 20 or 10 or $1 for every ounce for every product in the cart, or I can charge 10% total. So what I'm saying here is if there is 0 to 3 products in the cart, the total cart of shipping will be charged 10%. So let's just go ahead and mess around with these settings really quick just to get you an understanding. So here I'll just do something like $10. So from 0 to 3, it will be $10. And here I'll click on Save Changes. Now over here, I'll go ahead and refresh the page. And you can see here now how it is $20 right there. So that's just a way on how you can have that. Now, if I have row costs right there instead, watch the difference here. I'll save the changes and I'll refresh the page. It's going to charge them $10 because remember, this is a one-time order right here. And then right here, ounces, cost, etc., so on and so forth. Over here, if I go ahead and select another item count of something of 4 to 6, I can charge a one-time fee of $20, etc., so on and so forth. So this section's pretty self-explanatory. It's not that hard to understand. If I were to go ahead and charge, let's see here, I have, let's do 4 items. I'll update the cart. So that will be $20 because now I set this to $20. However, if I do something of per line item right here, let's go ahead and see what that does for per line item. I'll refresh the page and it goes down to 20 again because remember, it's being charged a per line right here. So per line, or I can do per item instead. So let me go to per item, refresh the page. And now you see the shipping is more expensive because now right here, it's charging this 4 times. You understand there? I'm sorry, it's charging a quantity of 4 times. So right here, we have a total of 4 items and it's being charged $10 for every one in the cart. So I hope you understand that. That's how we got to the total of $40. So that's just a way on how you can do item counts. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple to use. I think that item count is a good way on how you can price your products. Personally, I would probably do something of a shipping class with the item because then it's more specific. That's what I personally believe. But that's a quick rundown of item count. I mean, there's really not much to go on and talk about this too much. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. All right, let's go on to the next section. We're gonna talk about shipping costs or shipping classes. So let's go ahead now and talk to you about the shipping classes, which I think are probably easier for people to use. And but it really depends on you and your store. So for example, you have light and heavy products, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and select this to light and heavy. And here, let's just go ahead and let me first go ahead and talk to you about which items I have that are light and heavy. So here I'll go to my store and just give you an example, a real life example. So the Aqua windbreaker right here, I'll go ahead and edit this product. And right here under the shipping, you want to select the shipping class right here. So I created light and I created heavy. So I want to put this right here under light, and I'll just put 5 ounces. I'll leave it the same and go to update. Now, if you don't know how to set up shipping classes, you should, but I'll just go ahead and just show you really quickly. So WooCommerce settings. Here we have shipping and then shipping classes right here. Just go ahead and add in a new shipping class. So this is a way on how you can distinctively categorize your product. So for example, right here, I put heavy and light, and then I put something of over 10 pounds and something under of 10 pounds. So you can have something that kind of represents a product and assign it to that product and then charge a shipping based off that class. All right, so I hope you understand what I'm talking about there. Hope I didn't lose you. Let's go ahead now and go to the other product right here. And I want to go ahead and just show you guys my products because I just want to make sure you're on the same level with me, that you're not really getting lost. So I want to assign heavy and light. So I made 2 categories for heavy and light. So this right here, I have it to heavy. So the huge fridge I have set to the heavy industry right here. See that? So let's go ahead and update this really quickly. All right. So now let's go ahead and add these to the cart. So I want to go ahead and add this to the cart. And let's go ahead and go find the other one. So yeah, oh, it's already in there, sweet. Let's just go ahead and put 1 right there. All right, and we'll update the cart. All right, so let's go ahead and see how we can set up shipping. So let's go back down here. So you saw earlier how it's already being charged $30, and that's just because I'm saying for this product right here, I want to charge $10. Now this is probably the ideal way to, do your shipping in my personal opinion, because I mean, if you have very heavy products and very light products, just charge them accordingly. So it's like, okay, for every fridge, I want to charge $40. For every light shirt, I want to just charge them $10. Or you can do the item cost, etc. So maybe you actually want to do something of item cost for the fridges, because if they order 4 fridges, you don't want to, you don't want to have a one-time fee. You want to charge them based off of the item cost. So let me go ahead and click on Save Changes here. All right, so here we have heavy, and then we just have basically we'll just have item cost once. And remember here we can do per order, per item, or per item line. So we probably want to set this to per item, correct? Because if there are 4 fridges, I want to charge them for every single fridge. If I were to select this one right here, it would charge them once. So let's go ahead and save changes, and let's kind of mess around with this and just get an understanding of what we can do here. So here I'll go ahead and refresh the page. And now you see the shipping is $10 only. So let's go ahead and see how that worked out right there. So let's go back over here. So it looks like right here we have to actually specifically select the item count right there. So let's go ahead and refresh that, and let's see if we can fix that. I myself have problems with this all the time, guys. So that doesn't work out. Then so it looks like right here we have, oh well, there's only 1 item in here. Ugh, duh. Okay, we gotta we gotta change that. All right. So here we go. We got the quantity right now. So now we have 3 right here. It's still only charging $10 right there. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. So per line or per item right here. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and select per item line, because I'm charging per item line and I'm selecting the item cost. So my bad. Here, save changes. And let's go ahead and refresh the page. And now you can see that the shipping is being applied, because I'm basically saying I want the per item line. So whatever this is charging, I want to go ahead and charge it only once. And since there are 4 items in that specific item count, I want to charge them each individual time. You understand there? So I had it backwards a little bit, my bad. So here I'll go ahead and say I want to charge them $20 and then save. Now what this is going to do is that it should only charge them $30 instead of the $130 right there. $30. You see that? So when we select the item line, we want to make sure that whatever this rule says in the item line, that's exactly what it's going to apply. So that's just a way on how you can actually distinctively charge based off of per item. And then also we have per order. Now per order, I'm not really sure how this would work. I'm just going to go ahead and save changes here. I'm not a super expert with this, but let's just go ahead and experiment to see what happens if we change this to per order. So right here, nothing was available, probably because we have not set the conditions for, see right here, we haven't set the conditions for maybe item count right there. Now I'm not really too sure on the per order, so I think it's because we're actually doing shipping classes. I think that's probably why. So if you do decide to do this, I do believe that shipping classes is probably one of your best options, because you can charge specifically based off the item itself. So you can charge, again, remember, per item line or per item. Now remember, per item line, this right here will go into effect. So this will charge them based off of a one-time fee. And then again, the item cost right here will charge them based off of each specific item, because remember, it's calculating this specific line, okay? So I hope I didn't lose you there. I hope you guys are still with me. But that's just an example of how you can charge, heavy, light, etc. So personally, what I would recommend here is if you are actually doing heavy and light products like this, you know your store better than I do. So I would charge something of, okay, look, I'm going to go ahead and put all the shirts. We're going to charge $2 for every shirt, $2 for every shirt. But But if someone buys a big fridge or keyboard, we know to charge them $5 in tax or $5 in shipping, etc. Or you can do something of price, you can do weights, etc. But I personally do like the item counts. I think the item counts is ideal for something because it just tells people, look, for this item, just charge them this price, etc. All right, so that's an example of a real life scenario with this. Now there's so many different ways on how you can actually add in, more products, etc. So here we'll go ahead and add in a shipping class. So we'll do here is item count, same class, and then item counts. And then right here we'll do something of no class. And then we'll charge something of, we'll just charge, I don't know, we'll just charge this $10. And then save that. All right. So again, right here, remember, so calculated items per item line. So it's going to charge this, it's going to charge this, and it's going to charge this. So let's just go ahead and add in something out of random to the store. Let's say you just, you have other products that you don't have in classes, yet you want to be charged a tax for it, etc., or shipping. So let's see what we got here. So here we have this this one right here, and this one right here is it is the Aqua Windbreaker. First off, Aqua Windbreaker is charging people the price of $2, right? $2, and then we have the huge fridge, which is charging $5, so that's $15, so that's $17, right? $17. And then we have this random item in no classes whatsoever, and that's charging $10 because it has no class. Now what we can do here is I can say, look, I want to charge per item cost now. So every single item that is not part of these classes, I want to be charged $10. So right here, if I go over here and I change this to 2 and go to update the carts, it should change to 37. Let's see. Yeah, 37. All right, good. So what I'm saying here basically is any rule, anything outside of these rules, I want to charge an item cost of $10 per item. Now remember, if I were to change this to $10 like this right here and save changes, the price is going to go down. It's going to go down back to 27 right here. 27 because I want to charge based off per order instead of per item. So I hope you guys understand everything I talked about in this video. I think that's about it for the table rate shipping. It really depends on what your store is going for, but personally I recommend the shipping classes. It'll make your life a lot easier. So go ahead and put your items into specific categories, and then if you have new products that you don't have in any specific class, you can just go ahead and put them in no class. And don't put any class, because remember, any class will actually charge on top of this. Let me give you one more example on that. So here I'll just charge $5 and go to save changes. Now the price is going to be different now because now I'm charging per item on top of these products as well. So let me go ahead and refresh the page. So this rule right now is being applied. So this one is being charged $5. This one right here is being charged, $2 for every small item right here. So it's being charged, let me see here. Let me step back here. So the heavy item, the fridge, is being charged $5, right? The fridge is being charged $5. So that's going to be, so $15. This right here is going to be charged once, $17. And then we have $5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get that? So it's charging everything again times 5. So I hope you understand what any class would do. It's going to charge $5 for every single order you have in the cart on top of these classes right here. So I hope that was not that confusing. I hope you understand. But remember, if I want to go ahead and say no class, it's going to only charge $5 for the units that are not assigned to a shipping class. Okay, so again, as a result, the price would lower as a result. All right, so I hope you understand everything in this video. If you have any questions, I know guys, you're gonna have a lot of questions because I know every store is very dynamic and I know it's not easy to get yours because I've met contractors who sell wood and then they sell nails. So, I mean, that's really confusing. I mean, I had to build a website once for a contractor, and he sold wood, and he sold like pieces of metal, and then nails, and then hammers. So I actually use this plugin to categorize everything and just charge a one flat rate, and then say, look, man, that's the best I can do, you know. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this plugin. I hope this video was helpful. If it helped you out, make sure to like this video and share it. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, guys.